goes.
Any questions?
Coach Allen said after the game, after the practice, that he felt like the defense dominated. What was your perspective of that?
Today?
Yeah, compared to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, we have our times. I mean, half the stuff's scripted. I thought the first team was actually pretty good on our end. You know, we're still rotating guys in, and so, you know, it's depending on what you're trying to get out of the practice. We put in a new package today, things that guys really haven't executed before, and so we get another chance at it the next practice and perfect it and move on. So we're getting to that point now. The next couple practices will be stuff that the guys really haven't done before, and so, you know, I don't read into that too much. They're doing more thinking, but the practices up until today have been phenomenal, and so couldn't be happier. And in the end, really we didn't turn the ball over again today, you know, so that's the number one thing, and we still had some explosive plays, and you know, I know what we do well, and I can get us into those things, but we got to continue to expand the playbook, so there doesn't come a point midway through the season where people have seen everything, and that's where we're at right now. We're expanding the playbook and doing a few more things, and some of the stuff doesn't even match up well against what our defense does, but we got to put it in so that our guys can recall those schemes, those concepts when we get to week 3, week 4, week 5, whoever those concepts do match up well against. So, yeah, no, we've had some great practices. The guys bring it every single day.
We've seen some guys that haven't gotten a ton of reps. A guy like Stevie, who maybe just doesn't need the wear and tear. You kind of know what you have in him.
Yep.
Are there some other guys that are maybe getting that way for you a little bit, where you just say, hey, we don't need to ask him to do too much? And does that change as you start, as you said, to introduce some of the stuff guys
It does. It really does. You know, when we have a new concept, like today we had a couple just formational things and stuff like that we're trying to introduce. You know, we get our guys out there, Nick Westbrooks and Fries, you know, Freifogel, and they get their reps at it. And then once we feel they got it down, we give the younger guys, you know, the shots at doing the same thing. So we're super careful, do a great job of tracking every rep. We're super happy, I think, on both sides of the ball with, you know, not overdoing it with guys. I think we're right where we want to be that way, to where we're not wearing and tearing and getting guys hurt. So, you know, it's been super positive that way. So like a guy like Stevie, to answer your question, yeah, he takes the reps, and we gave him a couple looks at the new plays that we were doing, and then get him out of there and get some other guys who are competing for some other spots on the depth chart, you know, an opportunity to compete there too.
How you feel about your quarterbacks?
Really good, really good. I don't have a decision yet, so, but really good. And you see them all growing, and I am putting them in spots right now. Today's a great example. I put them in so many spots where they had to process, and, you know, I'm just pushing them, because I know I can always control things with the play calls, but I'm pushing them to see how far, you know, and what they're capable of doing, whether it's checking into something or checking out of something that looks really bad. So that's the key, is just making sure we limit the bad plays. Well, we're moving forward, and when we're in favorable down distances, I think we're going to be pretty good.
How do you think they handled the scrimmage situation over the weekend?
The scrimmage was really good. Probably the only negative I really felt we had was we had some penalties with the 1s and the 2s. Each had a couple penalties. I think we had 4 penalties, and it was good to have the officials there, just because then we can see, you know, the results of what happens when you have major penalties, you know. And so as far as just our normal procedure, I think it was good for me. I was up in the box for the first time, and just the communication and all of that, and the guys handled it really well. But the scrimmage was great from a, you know, we got a lot of things out of it, from communication to, you know, just the execution of the concepts and the plays. It was good. No turnovers, so it was good.
Seemed to be a little bit more inaccuracies and kind of missed targets from the quarterbacks today. Was that part of that, just being some of the new stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, there was probably 2 balls that I thought we should have had, that we've run plays. You know, we've run those since day 2 or day 3. I thought we missed a couple. I was kind of disappointed in that, but it was also different guys working with different people on those 2 as well, now that I think about it. But yeah, there were some the timing, and you can see the receivers were a little hesitant, and the packages that we put in today, I love it, and it's going to be good. And once we start executing it fast, you know, then all that will start gelling. We were focusing on a couple different things on the concepts as well. So, yeah, I'm not reading into it. We need to get better. We'll do the same stuff tomorrow or Thursday and Friday. We'll work on the same concepts and get them down. We've done a lot of, the guys did a great job this summer repping things, and we've been really good, because of that. And I think we were close to 70% in the scrimmage, you know, with some pretty good explosive plays. So today the percentage was down. I don't know what it was, but we'll find out. We track them all. But yeah, I think it would be less than what the standard has that we've set.
I've been asking a number of different coaches this, but some freshmen, as you get deeper into camp, you've seen them in live situations, scrimmage situations, things like that. Are there some of those first-year guys that maybe you're jumping off the page to you?
Well, we're throwing them in there these first 2 weeks. Jordan Jakes and David Ellis, you know, are in there a ton with the twos right now. Took a lot of reps today, which is part of, you know, I mean, there's a missed assignment, and now the quarterback's got to make something out of nothing, you know, but he doesn't have his normal guys out there. So, and then the quarterbacks are hesitant to make those adjustments because they're not sure if the young guy is going to pick up the adjustment himself. So, yeah, they're getting a lot of opportunities. Jordan Jakes and David Ellis in particular are two freshmen. I think our linemen has been kind of mostly the upperclassmen in the first two groups, but they're all coming along.
Coach Allen said that after the scrimmage with the quarterbacks, it actually made things harder, just in terms of how they played him. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, no doubt, because they both played really well. And, you know, and now I'm just trying to, again, push them to see what they can do and you know, who's willing to kind of put the team on their back. But they all three played really well. I mean, there were some great balls by all three of them for sure, and good leadership too.
You did say both.
That's
Are
both,
we
yeah.
down to two, or are we still looking at it all
No.
three?
Well, we took reps with a few of the guys. You know, they all three. Like today, you saw some guys taking reps with the threes and the ones. I mean, I'm still moving around, but some of that stuff is starting to happen. We're starting to try to weed it out, but nothing's been decided yet. So,
Do you know how close you are?
no, I don't. I really don't. It's the guys are doing a good job, and I've told them that. I said, you guys are doing a great job and just competing, and their attitude has been awesome about the whole thing. So, yep.
All right, thanks, Kalen.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, Peyton.
This is just totally unload if you want to. We talked a lot in the spring about a new offense and just installing a lot of the fundamentals and things. Coach said he's been throwing more and more at you. He's going to start introducing stuff nobody's seen. Just how do you feel like as a position group you're handling kind of getting your arms around an offense that just kind of continues to develop?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, he laid the building blocks in the spring. So, you know, as he continues to throw new stuff at us, I think he's done a good job of laying a foundation for what we're doing and just building off certain formations and building off certain concepts. You know, maybe a line a little bit different. So while it is different, there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of, you know, baseline knowledge that we already have. And I think the three of us are all doing a really good job of picking it up and applying it during team sessions.
Have you enjoyed the competition, you know, the competitiveness with the two other guys, and how hard has it been?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun just to be out there, and that's kind of how I approach it every day. Just to go out and be with the guys. You know, not even on the practice field, but just being here all day. You know, getting to spend time, build new relationships with guys. The competition part, it's been fun just to be out there and compete again. But at the same time, it's just been a fun fall camp. Just you know, really just getting to be around the guys.
How would you grade yourself so far after the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, I've been good. You know, continuing to progress every single day. I think I've been consistent, stacking good days on top of good days, and you know, having a 1-0 mindset like Coach DeBoer talks about. Whether it be a new play or a new practice, just approaching it like I'm going to go dominate the next play, and not worrying about anything else. So far I've been good. I've been consistent, and I'm happy with where I'm at.
I mean, in terms of, you know, you're installing some new things. Sometimes things aren't as crisp as you want. Just against the defense, you still want to score and get down the field. I mean, how do you balance, I guess, the frustrations with knowing that this is just new stuff that we don't quite have down yet?
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. And today, if you were out there, you kind of saw it, that the defense kind of had our number. We were just working on some certain things, you know, trying to get better at certain things that, you know, maybe doesn't stack up well against our defense, but they're definitely things that we need to practice. And at the same time, it's competitive, and we want to score, and we want to get first downs and big plays on every single drive. So it's important just to go back and watch the film and learn from the minor mistakes while we're out there just trying to make big plays.
Any main takeaways from Sunday's scrimmage for your position at least?
I think we all played well. I think the three of us went out there and competed. You know, we gave our playmakers opportunity to make big plays, and you know, at the end of the day, we just all had fun. We all competed, and it was a good day for the three of us, for our room for sure.
The deep shots, how much are you enjoying those, and how do you feel like you're connecting on some of those throws downfield?
Yeah, it's been good. Coach DeBoer puts us in a lot of good situations, good alignments, and allows us to take our shots when they're there. And like I said, the three of us on Sunday, we were all hitting them, and that's kind of been a constant theme throughout fall camp. We've all been really consistent. We've all been playing really well. So very excited about Coach DeBoer's offense.
You've been making a concerted effort when the other two guys are out there, really paying close attention to what's going on while they're under center?
I mean, it's kind of something that I've always done. Not necessarily watching and grading them, but watching the entire team and trying to be a leader out there, helping young guys, new freshman running backs, new freshman receivers, O-linemen. So it's not necessarily, watching the other guys in my position group. It's just watching the entire offense and trying to be the best leader that I can and helping this offense move along.
What do you have to do to become the starting quarterback for this team?
I think just consistency is a really big thing. I think I've proven that I'm capable, I'm able, but at the same time, it's just you got to do it every single day. That's what Big Ten quarterbacks do, and continue to lead, continue to bring teammates along, and just rise our offense to a level that we know we can play at. So just continue to do that every single day.
All right, thanks, Peyton.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Peyton.
Appreciate it.
It seemed like your coach was putting in a lot of new stuff. And how did you feel like you guys all handled that in regards to being in the right places and getting the best looks and things like that?
I feel like we all came out there focused. We all came out prepared. We studied it in the film room this morning, so we come out and execute. Some things didn't go as planned because maybe the defense gave us a look that we weren't expecting. We got to work on it every single day because maybe we might get a different look with a team we play, and it could work successfully. So we just stayed focused and made sure that we just execute it to the best of our abilities.
Coach was talking about, Coach DeBoer, just sometimes checks, getting live reps and just seeing what you have to do at the line. I mean, how much of a progression has that been for you just during the fall?
It's been a huge progression, because, especially with the O-line, you need them blocking. You got to make sure you're in the right protection all the time or you're going to get hit. So that's one thing he stressed on us a lot. We can't make a play happen if we're getting sacked. So that's one thing we always focus on in the meeting rooms. All three of us, we push each other to make sure that we're great at that spot.
How do you evaluate how you've performed the first 2 weeks of camp?
I feel like it's been going real good. I've been real consistent, just helping lead the team, make sure we're always in good situations, don't make a bad situation worse. Every single day I'm just working my tail off to make sure that everyone is on the same page and that we stay consistent.
Is there any residual with the knee for you? Do you feel it at all? Do you think about it at all? Can you kind of play without even worrying about it?
Nah, I play without even worrying about it. I'm 100%, ready to go, full go.
Any things versus a year ago you're doing a lot better?
A lot better leading vocally. I became a more vocal leader, pushing the team every single day to come out, compete, do their best, and just give it all out for the team.
You seem real comfortable in knowing what's supposed to be done by everybody on every play. And from that leadership standpoint, I've seen a few times where you've been able to get on receivers a little bit for breaking the wrong way or running the wrong route. Do you feel comfortable with that now to make sure you can stand up and say what you need to say to
Yes, sir.
everybody get better?
Very comfortable. That comes with some experience from last year. I got to play. That comes with just meeting every single day. Working together. We have officer meetings, so we're all on each other. Make sure we're pushing each other to be the best offense in the Big Ten and in the country.
Does the competition bring that out in you at all? Like knowing I have to be a vocal leader if I'm going to be able to lead this football team?
Yeah, always. Football is a competitive sport. It's always, everything is around competition. Just being a vocal leader, that's the thing that you need on your team. Every single team, you need a vocal leader. If you don't have that, then you can't just always depend on the coaches to step up. You need each other. You need to push each other to do better every single day.
Obviously, all three guys are fighting for their starting job. From this point forward, what do you think you have to do to get that number one spot?
I just focus on my game. Just continue to work hard, do what's best for the team. That's all.
How do you describe how camp has gone for you the first 2 weeks and how you feel like you're performing?
It's been going really well. I think the team continually is coming together. I love this team and love my brothers, so I think it's going really well so far, and we're improving for sure.
What part of your game so far have you been happy with, and anything that you wish you would be doing better?
I've been extremely happy with my growth in my football IQ. I feel like I had a pretty good football IQ coming in, but it's grown even more so, and I've been extremely happy with that. What was the second part?
Just anything that you wish you'd be doing better so far?
Not necessarily I wish I was doing better, but just continually improving in all areas of my game and just continually being consistent.
Three-man competition, what's been the most difficult of this competition for you?
I wouldn't say there's been anything difficult. We're all just busting our tails and trying to help this team win. It's competition. That's all it is. It makes everyone better. So,
If you could like put a percentage on it or grade it in any way, what's the difference between kind of where the offense is from an installation perspective in the spring to where Coach DeBoer is pushing now? He said he's really starting to challenge you guys, throw things at you maybe you haven't seen before.
I think from spring to now, the offense has grown percentage-wise.
However you want to grade it. I mean, whatever makes sense.
I can just say it's much more smooth. Guys are much more comfortable. Now we're getting into like the 400 level course instead of we're at the general idea. Now we're into more of the complex ideas, getting into, okay, here's what we're going to do in this situation on this play. It's just more complex now, and it's going really well. That's all I can say about that.
How tough was practice today? They were talking about, installing a lot of new concepts, and it seemed like the defense maybe had your number on a few plays. What was it like going through today's practice?
Today's practice, today we did have some new stuff in. Installation days are always extremely fun. I love it. We get the chance to take these plays from the QB room onto the field and get better and grow. So,
Yeah,
Something
deep
Coach-
ball touchdown almost.
yeah, we're hit and miss as a team, and I could do a better job on that play, and so can my boy, but we're in it together. So.
Coach DeBoer talked about how there's things he's installing that he can acknowledge up front, maybe don't match up well with the way that you guys play defense, but you got to get through it. You've got to have it installed so that when you need it for later, when you need it against a defense where it makes more sense, you don't have to kind of learn it all on the fly. Just how do you maybe make the most of a situation like that where you're dealing with stuff that doesn't necessarily match up, whether it's personnel-wise or schematically, to what you're doing defensively, but you want to make sure you get it down?
Yeah, that makes sense. Our defense, some concepts don't match up against our defense, you're right. But I think that helps us grow in the areas of walking up to the line. We can check out of it, or we can check maybe just the route concept. We can check into something better, or we can leave it on and make the best of the situation, maybe back shoulder throw, maybe throw it away. It's really just making plays sometimes as well. I don't know if you guys were here for the scrimmage or what practice you guys are here for, but that's happened several times, and I'm proud of us in those situations.
How do you feel like you performed in the scrimmage?
In the scrimmage, I thought I did pretty well. Always room for improvement, though. Always room to grow.
Compared to where you were when you first got in the team and now where you are, at this point of fall camp, and how much more comfortable are you being a vocal leader in terms of trying to be the starting quarterback for this team?
When I came in here in January, it's always tough adjusting sometimes to a new environment, a new team. But over the past couple months, I've really become fond of this team. They love me up. I've loved them up. My brothers, my best friends now. I love them, so hopefully that answers it.
Seems like you were like, all the quarterbacks were kind of like slapping hands with each other, even though it's a competition. It seems like you guys have maintained a pretty solid relationship.
We had a very high respect for each other. Those two, believe it or not, those two are my buddies, are my friends, but when we get on the field, it's competition. Doesn't mean we need to be scratching and clawing at each other. We're making each other better, and we want to make this team better and win.
With both guys having already been here, but having a new offensive coordinator, does that help put you on an even playing field with those guys because they all have to adapt to a new offensive coordinator?
Here and there, I believe, they've been here a little bit longer, so they know the environment. They know the guys a little more. I know that stuff, it all plays in, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's just about working hard for your team, doing the best you can, and competing.
All right, thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Good job. Appreciate it.